What's good, homies, and welcome back. We are in the second round of the NRL, and our opponents for today are the St. George Illawarra Dragons. Now, looking at their lineup, they've got a pretty solid team all around, and one of their most notable signings is, of course, Corey Norman, who's actually on the bench and not in the halves. 17 minutes in, and we're going to go for a short side play here as we send it out to Ferguson, who steps around one defender, and he's going to get wrapped up outside their 40. A couple of Dragons looking a little slow to get back to the line as we send a beautiful short ball away to Nathan Brown, who gets pulled down around the 20. A nice drawing pass. Again, we spread the ball. This time it's a Will Smith who gets wrapped up. Now, I have seen a few suggestions for my back five, and I will eventually play one of your guys' lineups, but for now I'm just going to chuck a few players in a couple of different positions and see how I go from there. If it needs adjusting, I'll adjust it, but we're in the early stages and I just want to try a couple of combinations before we solidify our top five, or our back five, as we cough up the pill with Tim Manor, and it's Cameron McInnes on the breakaway. Ferguson unable to wrap him up, he gets shrugged off, and the first points are going to go to the Dragons here in round 2. Pretty unfortunate turn of events. Our attack was looking on point until that final play. Gareth Widdop with the conversion as we take another glimpse into the final moments of that try. That little missed tackle by Ferguson. Yeah, like I was saying, we just got a little unfortunate there with that last play of the set, as we jump back in with the Dragons on the attack. 34 minutes deep into the half as they go short here to DeBellin. Al Marker struggling to get onside, but thankfully Will Smith stops DeBellin with an ankle tap. Third tackle as they send it wide to Frizzell, and Frizzell with the post contact meters gets tackled 5 meters out. All the momentum with the Dragons as they continue to hammer at our line. Fifth and last. They send it back to Widdop in the pocket. He puts up the bomb as Fergo goes up for it, but he gets batted back, and it's a Matt Duffy with the footwork. He was one-on-one with Alvaro, and Alvaro was left clutching at thin air. Not looking too good for us right now as the Dragons extend their lead to 12. And we're going to head into the break with no points scored. Back in the second half. Fifth and last for us as we look to get a clearance kick away. We didn't make it inside their half, which is decent, I guess. As Gutherson gets hammered, loses the ball forward, and DeBellin with a little goose step makes a couple of more meters before getting wrapped up just past our 40. I think that might have been the ex-Bronco, Corbin Sims, with the big hit on Gutherson as Laffey steps around one defender and he gets pulled down inches before the try line. A couple quick passes here from the Dragons. It ends up back with Corbin Sims as we hold him up over the try line. On the last here, as they send it to DeBellin, and DeBellin just muscles his way over for the Dragons' third try of the game. Nothing much to say here. It was just DeBellin and Penny Terapo one-on-one, and DeBellin just gets the better of him here. It's been a pretty tough game. The Dragons just out-muscling us through the middle, and we're just unable to put anything together in attack. As we draw and pass, get it out to Gutherson through the gap. And we've got a little short side play happening here. A drawing pass to Ferguson, a beautiful pass as Fergo chips over Duffy, and we finally score our first try of the game. That was actually a pretty well executed play. I have to say our left edge is kind of my favorite. Not necessarily favorite, but they've kind of been our go-to. Our Guthos, Tax, Moidor, and of course Fergo on the wing as we missed the kick. So it took a while, but we finally scored some points. We are now approaching the final 10 minutes of the match, and we're inside our 20. Bevan French is looking a little injury prone right now, as you can see as Alvaro regathers. Thankfully it was a knockback, and we still got 2 tackles here to try and make something happen as we send it out to Jennings. Jennings off the fend and the step around Duffy, and it's a race to the left corner as Michael Jennings gasses his way past a few Dragons for our second try of the match. An 80-meter effort by Jenko. I think it's safe to say that we've kind of developed a bad habit of being slow starters. Obviously we've seen it in the nines. It kind of takes us a while to get into the match, but as soon as we get a little bit of momentum, we do have a chance of bringing it back as we turn the 4 into 6 and get within 8 points with 8 minutes remaining in the match. We are back, actually with 4 minutes remaining, trailing by 8. Moses trying to go for a 40-20, ambitious, but it doesn't have the legs as Duffy gets around 1, and it's the injured Will Smith with a huge play here. Just drags Duffy into touch. Big boy plays by our fullback, our injured fullback Will Smith. Mind you, what is Duffy, like 40 kg soaking wet? That was some literal light work for Will Smith. As we check it out wide on the first, back inside to Moses. Moses with the footwork. We've got about a minute and some change. We need to score ASAP as Gatho delivers a beautiful flat ball to Takairangi, and we are barely going to make it into the corner for our third and final try of the match. A pretty decent way to end the game, but like I was saying earlier, it's just taking way too long for us to put our plays together or to get anything going in attack. Not something that we can't work on. There's always room for improvement. As the siren sounds, we are going to fall short once again. This time it's to the Dragons. 18 points to 16. Actually 14. It was 18 to 14. We missed 2 crucial conversions that could have sent it into extra time. The people's choice, as always, you can participate in the comment section down below. 2 points to your top performer and 1 point to your second. Also, don't forget to slap that like button for more Rugby League Live 4 content or more content in general. And as always, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you later.